The air in the kitchen felt thick, like it was holding its breath. The clock above the stove ticked too loudly, each second slicing into the silence between us. My wife, Clara, stood by the sink, her hands gripping the edge of the counter, her knuckles pale as bone. Her confession hung in the room like smoke. I had lunch with David today. Her ex. After 20 years of marriage, those words landed like a fist to my chest. I stared at her, my coffee mug cold in my hands, and asked, "Why didn't you tell me before you went?" Her face froze, eyes wide, lips parted but silent, as if I'd caught her in a lie she hadn't yet told. Clara's shoulders slumped, and she turned to face the window, where dusk painted the backyard in shades of bruised purple. "It was nothing, Mark," she said, her voice low, almost pleading. "Just lunch." He reached out, said he was in town. I didn't think it was a big deal. But her fingers twisted the dish towel, wringing it like she could squeeze the truth out of it. I wanted to believe her. God, I did. 20 years, 2 kids, a mortgage, late-night talks about dreams we'd buried under routine. It was supposed to mean something. But the way her eyes darted away from mine, the way her voice cracked on nothing, planted a seed of doubt that grew thorns. I set the mug down, the clink against the table too sharp in the quiet. "You didn't think to mention it." My tone was calm, but inside, my heart pounded like it was trying to break free. David. The name alone conjured memories I'd tried to forget. Her first love, the one she'd cried over when we met, the one whose shadow lingered in our early years. I'd always told myself I was enough, that time had erased him. But now, here he was, slipping back into our lives over a casual lunch she hadn't bothered to mention. Clara turned, her dark hair catching the dim light, her eyes searching mine. "I didn't want to upset you," she said. "It's been years, Mark. It was just catching up." Her words sounded rehearsed, like she'd practiced them in the mirror. I leaned back in my chair, the wood creaking under my weight, and studied her. The woman I'd loved since I was 25, whose laugh could still make my chest ache, was standing there, hiding something. I could feel it, like a draft from a cracked window. "When did he reach out?" I asked, my voice steady but laced with something sharper. Her lips pressed together, and for a moment, I thought she wouldn't answer. "A week ago," she admitted finally, her gaze dropping to the floor. A week. 7 days she'd carried this secret, letting it fester while we shared dinners, kissed goodnight, planned our daughter's birthday. The betrayal wasn't the lunch, it was the silence. I stood, needing to move, to shake off the weight settling in my bones. The kitchen tiles were cold under my socks, the air heavy with the scent of burnt toast from this morning. "What did you talk about?" I asked, crossing my arms, trying to keep my voice from breaking. Clara hesitated, her fingers still twisting that damn towel. "Old times," she said softly. "His life now. His divorce." Divorce. The word hit like a spark in dry grass. David was single again, and my wife, my Clara, had sat across from him, sharing stories, maybe laughs, while I was at work, oblivious. "Did you talk about us?" I pressed, stepping closer. Her eyes flicked up, and I saw it, a flash of guilt, quick as a blink, but undeniable. "Not really," she said, too fast. "Just general stuff." My stomach twisted. General stuff. The vagueness of it gnawed at me, each word a splinter under my skin. I wanted to scream, to demand every detail. The restaurant, the table, what she wore, what he said, whether his hand brushed hers when he passed the salt. But I didn't. Instead, I asked, "Do you still love him?" The question slipped out, raw and unfiltered, and Clara flinched like I'd struck her. Her eyes filled with tears, and she shook her head, but it wasn't convincing. "Mark, no. It's you. It's always been you." Her voice cracked, and she stepped toward me, arms outstretched. I stepped back, and her hands fell, empty. The space between us felt like a chasm. I wanted to believe her, to cling to the life we'd built, but doubt was a poison, spreading fast. That night, I couldn't sleep. The bedroom was too quiet. Clara's breathing uneven beside me. I stared at the ceiling, replaying every moment of our marriage, searching for cracks I'd missed. The late nights she'd spent texting a friend. The way she'd started wearing perfume again, the kind she hadn't worn since we were dating. The way she'd pull away from my touch, just slightly, like she was guarding something. Each memory was a breadcrumb, leading me to a truth I wasn't ready to face. The next day, I found her phone on the counter, unlocked, a rare mistake. My hands shook as I opened her messages. There it was, David. A string of texts, innocent at first, then not. I missed you today, he'd written after their lunch. Her reply, me too. Let's do it again soon. My vision blurred, and the phone slipped from my hand, clattering to the floor. The sound woke Clara, who appeared in the doorway, her face paling as she saw the phone. Mark, she whispered, but I held up a hand, silencing her. Why? I asked, my voice breaking now, anger and heartbreak colliding. Why him? Why now? She sank into a chair, tears streaming down her face. I don't know, she sobbed. I was lonely. You've been so distant, and he reminded me of who I used to be. Her words cut deeper than I thought possible. Lonely. Distant. Was that me? Had I pushed her away without realizing it? But then she said something that stopped my heart. It was just lunch, Mark. I swear. But he kissed me. The world tilted. I saw it in my mind, David's lips on hers, her hesitation, maybe her reciprocation. And you let him? I asked, my voice barely a whisper. She didn't answer, and that was answer enough. I walked out, the front door slamming behind me. The night air was cold, the stars too bright, mocking me with their indifference. I drove aimlessly, my mind a storm of love and rage. Clara's betrayal was a knife, but so was my own guilt. Had I failed her? Did I push her into his arms? I didn't know what to believe anymore. Not her, not myself. When I returned home at dawn, Clara was gone. A note on the table read, I need time. I'm sorry. My knees buckled, and I sank to the floor, the weight of 20 years crashing down. She'd chosen him, or maybe herself, leaving me with nothing but questions and a house too quiet to bear. The twist wasn't her leaving, it was the realization that I'd lost her long before I knew.